Hey there! Welcome back to my videos about taking a look at these two amazing Ataris that I recently picked up. If you haven't seen the first video, I'll put a link up here. It's about me unboxing both the Atari 2600 and the Atari XE, taking a look at everything that came in the boxes. Then in the second episode, if you haven't seen that one, I'll put a link up here. We took apart the Atari 2600. We had a look around inside to see if everything looked okay, and it did. So then that brings us to this video, where we're going to take apart the Atari XE, and we're going to have a look around inside and see if everything's okay. So I guess there's nothing else to do, but let's get started. I've put down a towel here just to be extra cautious that I don't scratch anything on this system. I want to keep it looking as good as it does right now. So to take this apart, it looks like there's going to be 5 screws, possibly more under the feet, I'm not sure. So we'll just start taking the screws out and see what happens. And there we go. Looks like there's a bunch of tabs here to take off. I've got to go find some thinner pliers. The ones I used on the Atari 2600 don't look like they'll reach down there. Alright, I found a little prying tool that seems to work pretty good for this. And I think we're down to the last two, which are on the top, so bend those into place. And let's see if we can get this off. The whole board comes out okay. Interesting. And there we go. Oh, look at how shiny that board is. Wow. Look at how absolutely beautiful this board looks. Okay, I guess we will take a little tour, since honestly it looks like it's in perfect shape. Okay, we'll start at the back. So we have here your power, and this is the serial I/O for hooking up the peripherals, such as the disk drive, the printer, tape drive, and modem. Here's your TV connector with your switch for either channel 3 or channel 4. So that's the RF out. And this is a composite out, so you can hook it up to a monitor or to a TV. And this is an audio jack. And of course, this is your cartridge slot. Around the side here, you have your 2 joystick ports. And around this side, you have your keyboard connector. Now, down in the corner here, these 2 chips are your 2 RAM chips. And beside that, we have what's known as the Freddy chip, which is the DRAM chip. And above that is a 6502 processor. And above that is the Pokey chip, which is the sound chip, which is capable of 4 semi-independent 8-bit channels. And those channels can be combined for 2 16-bit channels. Now moving over here, you have the Antic processor chip, which is a processor capable of a 24 by 440 character text mode, a monochrome resolution of 320 by 192 pixels, a color resolution of 160 by 96 pixels, a 256 color palette available to have 16 on screen at any time, and it's capable of producing 8 sprites on screen at any time. If you move down over here, you have the GTIA chip, which is the graphical TV interface adapter, which works with the Antic processor to produce pictures and text and everything else on the TV screens. And then over here you have the peripheral interface adapter, the PIA chip, which allows you to interface with other things like disk drives, printers, and whatnot. And that is a quick look at this beautiful, shiny, just like new computer board from 1988. It's so lovely looking, but it looks like it's going to work fine. So let's put everything back together and go from there. So the first thing we have to do is fit this shield back on. And with that back in place, start bending all the tabs back. Now with all of the tabs bent back into place, it's time to carefully set this back into the case. Nice and snugly. Make sure all the ports are lined up. All right, everything looks good. Now, put the top back on. Flip it over. And start screwing all the screws back in. And there we go. We've had a chance to take both machines apart, have a look inside of them, take a nice little tour of that beautifully shiny Atari XE board. And the more I look at that, the more I really do believe that that has never been used, which means I should be the first person ever to plug that machine in and see it work. I cannot wait. But we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. In the next episode, I'm going to test out the power sources to make sure that nothing's going to get fried when I plug them in. Then we'll hook them up to a TV and go from there. All right, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about anything you want. But, I'd love to hear about any experience you have working with these old Atari computers. I'm new at them. I think in my entire life, I've only seen one before. I only knew one person that had one, and it was just a relative I visited when I was young. So yeah, if you didn't enjoy the video, the thumbs down is right down there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.